Welcome back to DPT 100, and in this lesson, this is the final lesson of Project 8A. This is the third model that you're going to design. And what we're going to do here is, instead of having the linkage you did last time, the straight linkage, you're actually going to have a angled linkage. So we go to File, New up here, or we already knew, but we're going to a new sketch, and I'm going to click right here. And I want to go ahead and put me I want to use the same link pin size, 70, and I'll do a 50 here. Go ahead and finish that sketch and extrude it out for me. And I want 30 millimeters there. So again, this was 70 OD diameter, 50 ID diameter, and the thickness and depth of it's 30 millimeter. So go ahead and make that. Now, you're back, and we're going to put another one over here, the same size at 90 degrees. It's going to come up at an angle and up. It's going to be like a bracket, an angle bracket linkage. So what you're going to do on this one is I need to come over here and construct and offset a plane. So I grab this one. I want to come back 200 millimeter offset, and then hit OK or Enter. Now, with that one, I want to do another real quick sketch. So I hit my sketch there, and I want to go up here, and before I do that, I want to project the geometry because I want this to be straight in line with this, okay? So I'll go up here to Create, come down to Project, and I actually just click on these lines here. And what I'm doing, if I turn it, do you see how I'm projecting that image onto my work plane that I'm drawing on, my sketch plane? Okay. So now I can use that, and whenever I come up through here, see how I'm lined up? It's kind of, I got you a little line that's showing me that tracking line. So I come up here and do a 70. I do a 50. And I got that in. So now I want to kind of turn it a little bit so you can see it, and then I want to put in from the bottom of this thing up to there should be 150. So at this point, go ahead and stop and get your set exactly like I have it. All right, we're back. So finish the sketch out, and we're going to extrude it. And when we extrude it, we want to go this direction, okay? Not this direction. You want to go this direction because this is exactly 200 was what the specs was to this face. So it'll be a negative 30 is exactly the same size as that one. So whenever I start taking a look at this thing and starting to turn it around and look at it, you kind of see it's going from the center of it, you're going to have an angle bracket coming in, okay? Now to do that, I need to have myself a work plane right in the middle of this. And if I come up here to construct, I can do tangent plane. So I click on my part, and then up here at the top, I can kind of turn around here. Let's do it again. I accidentally hit that. Cancel that. Do it again, tangent plane, and I've already got it snapped to it. I want to be on the top of that one, which would be perfect. And I'll delete this one right there that I made earlier. And I could have used that one because the only thing I want to use is I go back up and make myself another plane. I'm just going to offset that plane because I know exactly that's 70. So this will be in a negative direction, negative 35 would be half that. Puts me right in the center. It's exactly where I want to be. And I'm going to go ahead and start myself a new sketch. So I click on this one, and I want to build myself an ellipse in here, okay? And I am going to project my geometry. It didn't project on, so I catch that point and that point, hit OK. So there it is. So that's on there now. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to put a line and just snap it from the midpoint of this one down to the midpoint of that one. And this line will show where my center is so I can start my ellipse, because it didn't look right to me before. So when I come in there and zoom in, do y'all see where it's catching on that line, the midpoint? And I click on that, click on this, and then I'll do a dimension. So yes, definitely, for sure, making sure dimensions are accurate is crucial. So there's 25 that way, and I want to do 50 in the major axis. So it should look like that. And then if I were to do a dimension from that point to the center, it should be, let's see, 15. That's perfect because this depth was 30. So that's perfect. I'm happy with that now. I was getting frustrated with it. I didn't like the way it was. So now I want to turn it a little bit. So I got that one in. And now we have got to get this one in. Now, what I'm going to do also is I've got to put another offset plane on this one. And actually, I can use this one and come down 70, and then plus another 100 would be 170, which would be a negative 170 because you're going downhill on this. Negative 170, and that's not what I want. I want 70, and that was 150. 70 and 70 would be a negative 150. So I don't like that either. Let's do a negative 100 from the top of this, okay? So negative 100 from the main top of that would be just about where I want it, okay? So hit OK on that, and I've got another plane. So you guys stop your video right here and do that. It should look like this. All right, you're back. I want to go in here and grab myself another sketch here and click on this one. And I want to project that ellipse onto my new work plane, just like that, and hit Finish Sketch. Oh, this is going to be pretty. It's going to come right down through here, and then it's going to come right down through here, and we'll show you how to do the rest of it here. So the next one I want to do is I want to focus on making me a new sketch right on this plane. It's the same thing we've already done. Create, project image. I want to click this, and hit OK. And with that in there, if I turn it around, yeah, the lines are in there. I'm just going to do me a line from top to bottom so I can catch the midpoint of this line to make my ellipse again. And right there it is. Come over, come up, and then you can finish it up. I do 50, and then the minor axis is 25. Finish that one. And again, we went from the top of this down 100 and I believe it was 150. And we're going to do this one the same way. And I think it was 150. I might have to take a look at that here in just a second. I'll inspect it here. Measure. I can go from here to there. That's 65. And we know that, and we'll get us a calculator here. Just make sure that we got everything in line. So 65, and plus half of that's 35, so it was 100. So it's 100 from the top of this to right here, and we know it's 65. So we'll go to off center here at 65. Now, it might make it a little bit easier. Okay. So we'll do a simple 65 off the center. So I come up here again and do an offset plane. I catch this one, and I do a 65, simple and easy. Create new sketch. I'll click this one, turn it around, and I want to create, project that onto that plane right there, and OK. finish my sketch. So we've got everything. So at this point, stop and get it just like that, okay? And again, that's 65 millimeters from the center there, 65 down from this one. All right, now let's loft this thing. So we come in here and you've got different tools. You go to Create, we're in Solid again, Create, come down to Loft. You're going to click on this one and make sure you get both sides. This one, and then of course this one, okay? And hit OK on that. Uh-oh, y'all see what it did? It cut it instead of loft, so I make sure that you don't do that. Let's come back in there, get that put in, all that, and make sure it's a join instead of a cut, and then OK. So here's that bracket with that strange angle in there, right? So we look at that and we're like, oh man, when I click on it, this is not a mesh, or this is not a form. This is not anything I can sculpt. Oh, you know what you got to do? Delete that out. Come down here to history and delete that out, or undo it. Let's just undo it. That way we keep. Let's just undo it. That way you keep your sketches. But what you want to do is you come up here and click on Create Form, and then inside the form, you come down to Loft. And now, when you do that, let's go back again. While we're still in form, I accidentally hit the wrong thing there. Make sure that you click on the right buttons here. And I've got so much going on there I can't see really well. Now this one's a tricky one. It's wanting to catch everything. There, we got it. We finally got it all. And make sure it's not going to cut. Make sure it's going to finish form. All right, there's that form. The difference is if you'd have left it in solid modeling, you couldn't have done anything to it. This way, we can actually do a little bit of work on it, okay? We can now go in and right-click, go Edit, and you all see now you've got your sculpting little areas. So I want to come in here. I'll grab that line, right-click, and I will do Edit Form. I can actually grab that. And then if you look at, watch your numbers here, I want to do -20, so I keep everything symmetrical. I'll come over to the other side and catch the exact same ones, the lines on that side, from that side, and then I'll right-click, Edit Form. And you guys kind of got the idea. And this one will be 20 as well. That way, keep everything symmetrical. All right. It's looking good, guys. Looking good. So we got everything looking symmetrical. And if you want right down the middle of it here, you might want to put a little bit of some strengthening line right through here or something. Kind of let it bend up just a little bit. We'll do an Edit Form. You want to grab that and kind of pull it up, kind of make like a little V to that. I'm just going to make sure I don't go past none of that. And I didn't. So that turned out pretty good. That's looking great. That's looking great. Might have been a little bit too much. It's kind of got it back that way. So that'll be okay. That looks pretty good. Kind of don't like the way this is back here in the back. And what we need to do on that is just okay. And right here, we need to catch a few lines on the back side here. And we're going to have to pull them in just like that. Edit form, grab that, pull that in just a fuzz so that it's not in the way of anything there. Kind of beef it up right there just a fuzz. Still not liking this too well right here. I'll grab that one. Edit my form, pull that one in just a little bit more. That looks better. So I finished my form, and I've got this weird looking shape. It's pretty cool though. And you guys do something similar to that. It's up to you how you want. As long as you got all these in the right spot and the offset, you can design this bracket, this spline here any way that you want. So the last thing you got to do is, of course, we've got to go in here and surface, patch the ends. Patch the end of that. Okay, we got to patch the end of this one, if y'all remember. And now we got to turn this into a solid model. Now also, we come in here, and I want to turn that one and hide that one. That way, when I come in here and do my stitch and grab everything, should be 3. I hit OK. That become a solid. Now turn my bodies back on, and all you have to do, they should be all one piece now, or that should be solid. There's 3 pieces now, but all I have to do again is go back to solid, hit combined, and of course we want to join these 3 pieces together and hit OK. So now they all should be joined. In here, we're just going to cut that out. That's the quickest way to do that. Right on that surface. Turn it around here. Go to the center. Come right there. Finish sketch. Extrude. And you just turn it around. And automatically it'll come up with cut. There it is. Come over here. Do the same thing on this one. And finish sketch. Extrude. Grab it, pull it back through there. It'll automatically get cut, and there is your part. Okay? I'll turn the visibility off on that. So there it is. Pretty neat. And I want you to put your initials on it somewhere. So now I want to do a snipping tool. Get a picture of it. That way I'll know where it's at, file. And put it in here. This is project 8A. This is linkage curve, or curve linkage. That's good. We got that one. Next thing I want to do is come in here and send it 3D print and click on it. See how the whole thing clicks? I got a preview mesh. Oh, there it is. Everything high is perfect. Look, there are 27,974 numbers of triangles. So I come back in here, snipping tool again, and new. Grab that and bring that in there just like that. File, save as. Again, this would be project 8A. This is the curved linkage. Save. And then the last thing that we've got to do, guys, is to take that STL file that we made, and I've got it here. I just hit OK on that, and make sure I put it somewhere. This is project 8A curved linkage. Hit save on that. I know where it's going to. Open up Cura, and this is the last one we did. So Okay, Cure is opened up. So I'll come over here in my folder. I want to bring that curved linkage in. And that's probably going to be the best way that I can put it in. I'm going to have a lot of support on this one. So 0.16 infill at 20 is okay with that. Support's on, adhesion's on, and I will do this. Gyroid would be the best for this one. So I do a slice on this. Let's see what it looks like with the support. So this is 1 day and 9 hours and 21 minutes. This is a big project. Let's do a preview of it and see what it looks like. A lot of lines here, a lot of code. So right there is how the design is going to look, folks. This is all support. You see how the support's coming up and holding this in place? And that will be breakaway. So you'll be able to break that away, but this will be the part, and this is what I want you guys to get it turned. And I want to cut down into it just a fuzz and just to see. Yeah, it's all there. You all can see that. It's solid all the way through it, and I want you to do that about halfway, just like that, so I can see the inside of it. And then do yourself a snipping on it. Snipping tool, new, and bring that in here just like that. Curved linkage, save that one. Curved linkage, click on that, curved linkage, and I'm just going to make it a little different so I don't lose it. So that one's there. And then also save your G code in there, curved linkage, save. And after that, you're going to put that all on that submission Word document and send it to me. Just make sure, guys, you put your initials on these things. If you need help, this is getting pretty technical and some complicated material. If you need help, let me know.